Political analyst Dr. Jim Twombly tells me this may be the first time in history a draft opinion by the justices of the Supreme Court has been leaked. But this is not the first time a ruling would be overturned. And he breaks down what would be next if that is the case with Roe v. Wade.
The release of a draft opinion, it is a first draft opinion written back in February. It is not the final decision of the court.
Dr. Twombly says although this draft opinion is not the final decision to strike down Roe v. Wade, it does indicate 5 justices were in favor. Based on the questions that were asked during the oral argument back in December, court watchers presume the court would probably go in the direction of overturning Roe.
Every life matters from conception to natural death.
How far they would go was questionable.
This draft opinion that was leaked dating back to February. It was just leaked in the last couple of days, but the opinion was written and circulated in February. Indicates 5 of the justices may be willing to go very far in throwing Roe completely out.
So what exactly is a draft opinion? Dr. Twombly says to think of it as if you were writing a term paper with several other students. This is the first draft of that paper. The final paper that you would submit to your professor is the one you have finished and have all agreed on the final wording.
Justice Alito was assigned the responsibility of writing that opinion. He's written it in very strong language, so there's a possibility that 1 or 2 of the justices who signed on may just say that's too far.
Twombly says the court is typically reluctant to overturn an existing case decision unless there is a compelling reason.
A woman should have rights over her own body. It's just as simple as that.
Because it could affect other decisions.
You could get a case where this Supreme Court could in fact overturn prior decisions that made same-sex marriage legal.
As far as what's next, Jim added, with 9 justices, you would need 5 to overturn and 4 to uphold the ruling. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, it means regulation of abortion is up to the individual states. There are a number of states that have laws set to ban abortion once the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. New York is not one of them and has protected a woman's right to choose.